Well, we are at the top of the hour, so I'll go ahead and get started. Welcome everyone to the monthly continuous learning call. I'm JC and I'm on the learning and development team. Just some high level updates before we get into Q&A on what's happened since the last call. We did launch GitLab Learn, our new learning experience platform. We also launched LinkedIn Learning, and then we're currently in the second iteration of the manager challenge. So that is taking place right now. There will probably be another one in March or somewhere around that time frame. And quickly for LinkedIn Learning, you should have received an email to access LinkedIn Learning. We have a limited number of licenses. So if you are wanting access, I would encourage you to go to that email. The subject line is unlock access to your LinkedIn Learning account. And click the activation link just to make sure that you can have access to all of that content on LinkedIn Learning. But yeah, just a few high level points. We do have the slide deck linked here in the agenda, but I will let anyone ask any questions that you have relating to learning and development. We have some more people that joined. So I don't know if I just gave a high level overview, but I don't know if any of you have questions about what we've been doing in learning and development, or Josh or Samantha, you want to touch on anything that you've been working on as well?
How long do we have LinkedIn Learning for?
Like
do we have it
for a year? Yeah, right now it's for 1 year. If you all really like it, hopefully we can keep it forever. But yeah, for right now, we have a 1 year contract for LinkedIn Learning. So.
Awesome.
Yeah.
What kind of key metrics are you looking at to justify its use moving forward? Like, what have you set up?
Yeah, that's a great question. And something we are kind of working on outlining. Let me pull up the handbook page. Some things we're looking at are like engagement survey scores on the company engagement survey, number of courses taken, percentage of licenses used, because we do have 978 licenses. So ideally, all of those are used because we're paying for all of them. And then average number of courses that each person takes are kind of the things we're looking at right now. We're also going to be sending out probably a quarterly survey to get a pulse on how people are liking it as well.
Eric, I'm curious if the recruiting organization has similar metrics for the LinkedIn recruiting tool. Is that?
We don't have them as KPIs, but we do track usage. It's a little different in that we have unlimited recruiter and hiring manager seats. So, I mean, if we were confined, then I think we would definitely be much more vigilant about making sure the usage is above a threshold. But given that we're on the enterprise account, literally everyone can have a recruiter seat.
Ah, okay, that makes sense. Cool.
Samantha, just a quick question. If people haven't accessed GitLab Learn yet, but they want to, what should they do? Will they have an email in their inbox, or can they just go to Okta and log in?
Yeah. Great question. You should be able to just go to Okta and log right in. I can also pull the link right now and share it in the docs in case there's anyone here who hasn't been able to join. But you'll be able to authenticate with your GitLab email address and log right in. Everyone is already set up in the platform, so it's just a matter of you logging in to access it. And in the documents due in the agenda, I'll go find, I recorded a short video that if you are having trouble or have questions about like what the first login process looks like, because your initial login to GitLab Learn, you'll be prompted to fill in a few questions based on the skills that you're interested in learning and the skills that you're already an expert in. So there's like 3 or 4 prompts that you kind of have to work through, and some people have reported having a few issues with it. So once you do that first login, from there, whenever you log in, you'll just go through Okta. I highly suggest you just bookmark the link so you always have it handy, and then you'll just be directed right to the Discover page, which is the home page of the platform each time you log in after that initial time.
Perfect. Thanks. Byron, do you want to voice your question?
Yeah, sorry, and I apologize, it's a little off topic, but
No.
I'm looking for it within the handbook right now. I thought somewhere there was a mention of Code Academy, and I think it's around where it lists the $500 annual reimbursement for learning. But I was curious if we have any sort of like enterprise agreement with another like similar development focused like, learning platform like Code Academy or Code Academy. We do have one with them.
Yeah, I do not, as far as I know, we don't. I think, yeah, it would fall into that like $500 per year expense for learning. But as far as I'm aware, we don't have any sort of partnership with any Code Academy or something similar.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
I was curious, Byron, do you think LinkedIn Learning could have similar type of courses that Code Academy could have potentially? I don't know if you've had a chance to review or.
Yeah, in my experience with it, it will have courses, but not generally of the same like final tangible product, like finished project nature. And so yeah, there's certainly stuff in there, and I've used it a little bit in the past to like visit certain topics, but even like their learning path specifically for like development, and like I'm not a developer by any means, but I'm like trying to grow that knowledge base. Like generally it doesn't have the same level of like final product deliverable so that you can like build on top of something. It's really more like we'll walk you through this and we'll walk you through in a video, but like you don't really know like did you build it right, did you build it like it's just not as structured, I guess is the best way to put it, and the final deliverable isn't something that you could tangibly say like, hey, I built this and that's, you know, according to the same standards that Code Academy or Cybrary or something.
No, that's really interesting. Yeah, because LinkedIn Learning is more of just kind of overviews and videos. It doesn't do as much like practical hands-on work. So maybe it's something we could look into, because I've heard that from a couple people, a need for that. So, but I think you can definitely use the $500 expense. I put it in the chat there.
I'm trying to look through the handbook right now and I can't find it, but I know that there's a very specific line in the handbook somewhere that says any coding class can be expensed. I'm not sure if it's in what Josh just shared or not, but I'm looking for it right now.
Yeah, and I've read the same one, and that's kind of why I asked the question, because it reads a little bit like, well, this could come out of your 500, and it probably should, because the coding classes can definitely add up if you don't time at the right times, but also a lot of them have that like recurring annual fee unless you're going to like Udemy or something like that. So.
Yeah, and then I'm also not sure too how that might work with the tuition reimbursement, which is a larger sum. I think that the total rewards team would definitely know more about like what's logistically, you know, allowed to come out of that. But if it was a coding certification, then it could potentially, I don't know for sure, but maybe it could fit in that tuition reimbursement bucket.
Cool. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
total rewards would know. Total rewards would know for sure.
Okay. Thank you.
Cool.
I think I was,
Riley, I think. Oh, yeah.
So it looks like Josh is answering. So yeah, I was just trying to get clarification. I think we're all awash in Slack threads. So if we're dependent on seeing a Slack announcement that's coming, I might miss it. But if there's a sign up, that would be great. It sounds like there's not one yet.
Mhm.
And then secondly, just a comment that attached deck is awesome. That's just amazing amount of content. Thanks for pulling that together.
Awesome. Great. I'm glad it was helpful.
Thanks, Jim. Hey, and Jim, I'm curious too. I know you're in the sales organization, right?
Yes.
So I know there's some planning talk with McBee and David Summers just around doing a manager specific type training, I think in Q2 for the sales org, because I know, dedicating 3 weeks to something like the manager challenge might be a little difficult for sales reps just to dedicate that time. So I'm working with David Summers right now on planning that. I'll put the link of the issue in there. But you can definitely sign up for the challenge as well if you think you have capacity in your team.
Yeah, I'm showing my ignorance because I really haven't dug in to know what what I might be asking for. But I like the concept of a manager challenge. So all right.
Awesome. Yeah, it's one of those things where I think people think it sounds cool and then they do it. They're like, oh, I have to do work every day, and it's a good amount. So, but totally doable.
All right, cool. All right, well, thanks for all your help on this front. This is great. Looking forward to this platform.
Awesome.
Cool. Well, I don't see any other questions in the doc, so I can go ahead and end the call early unless anyone has something they want to ask really quick before. No? All right. Cool. Well,
bye-bye.
Thanks everyone. Have a great rest of your day.
Busy.
You too.
Bye. Thanks.